When we talk about automated merchandising, we look at three key areas: relevancy, refinement, and reach. So let's talk about each of those in turn. I love the term relevancy because it covers a broad range of topics, and all of them are important. First and foremost, there's relevancy to your shopper. You have to suggest products that your visitors find appealing, or what's the point? Why bother? But there's also relevancy to your merchandising strategy. Presumably, you have business or merchandising goals that extend beyond just increasing cart size. Those goals might include inventory management or cost containment. Your automated product selections need to serve those goals too. And that includes the ability to merchandise products manually where it makes sense, but to have manual and automated recommendations coexist gracefully. Finally, there's relevancy to your shopping experience. If you're like most retailers, you spend a lot of time worrying about your website. You worry about what it looks like, how visitors interact with it, how they perceive the brand. You've probably sat in interminable meetings and conference rooms arguing about colors and page layouts. It's very important that automated product recommendations or automated product placements are integrated into your customer experience and that they don't look like something that was bolted onto the side as an afterthought. So how do we produce recommendations that are relevant to your visitors' interests? Well, it begins with a deep understanding of the catalog. What kinds of products do you sell? How do you categorize them and describe them? How do shoppers implicitly categorize them as they navigate around your site? What brands do you sell? Which ones are luxury brands and which ones are commodity brands? Which products are expensive compared to other products in their categories? Which products are cheap? Which products are impulse purchases, and what kinds of products are high consideration purchases that people have to look at over and over again before they make a purchase decision? By analyzing new products and comparing them to existing products, ATG recommendations can infer a great deal about a product the minute it's added to a catalog, even before any shopper has viewed or purchased that product. We add to our understanding of the catalog a similar understanding of your customers. What kinds of customers visit your website? What groups do they fall into? Which visitor types are likely to buy and which ones aren't? Which visitors are category focused? Which visitors are brand loyalists? Who's price sensitive and who's not? Who's closing in on a purchase? And what product are they likely to want to see next? Finally, we need to recognize that there are different kinds of shopping sessions on a website. Visitors act differently on weekdays than they do on weekends. They act differently in the morning than they do at night. They act differently when they're shopping from home or shopping from work. They act differently if they're shopping from a mobile device like an iPhone than if they're shopping from their computer on a high-speed connection. And they act very differently if it's mid-December and they're in the Northeast rather than the Southwest. An automated merchandising system has to understand that there are many different kinds of shopping sessions that exist, and the products that you display depend in part on the kind of session that you're in. Even a single visitor has different kinds of sessions at different times. On Monday, I might be exploring the catalog in a slow, leisurely way. I'm browsing a bunch of products. I'm looking through a bunch of categories. I'm trying to find something that interests me. On Wednesday, I might be racing toward a purchase, and that purchase may or may not have anything to do with my visit on Monday. Merchandising automation requires understanding different visitor and session types and being able to very quickly answer the questions, what kind of visitor are you today, and what kind of session are you in right now? All of this data, the relationships between visitors and sessions and products and prices, categories and brands, all of this is important in understanding and predicting each shopper's interest at every point during their visit. ATG Recommendations analyzes hundreds of data points and relationships, evaluating them and re-evaluating them in real time on every page view for every shopper in every session. Refinement is how we create recommendations that are relevant to your merchandising strategies. Refinements, which we call campaigns, are business rules that provide guidance and constraints to the recommendation engine on what can be suggested at any given time. Now, campaigns go far beyond the simple kinds of controls offered in most systems. Campaigns have access to everything the system knows, everything we know about the current visitor, their current session, their past sessions, what products they've browsed, what products they've bought, what products they've had the opportunity to buy but passed up, what recommendations have been shown and how did they react to each recommendation. What pages have they looked at? How quickly are they moving through the site? What's in their shopping cart? What products are they viewing now? What products have they viewed in the past? What items are we considering as recommendations, and what's already been displayed on the page? By combining information about products, shoppers, and sessions, we can automate complicated merchandising strategies like these. Here's an example. Don't show more than one markdown item in any recommendation set. Okay, that's an easy one. Here's a harder one. Identify value-oriented shoppers and focus recommendations for those folks on sale prices. But don't show discounted items to other shoppers because you don't want to leave money on the table. Suppose you want to merchandise a brand experience. You have collections of products that, taken together, represent the way you want shoppers to think about your company and your brand. You want to guarantee that when shoppers view or purchase any of these items, recommendations focus on other items in the same collections to preserve the integrity of that brand experience. Here's another one. How about presenting recommendations in email based on sale items in the shopper's favorite categories over the past 2 weeks? Send out your weekly or monthly bulk email campaign to announce a new sale, but personalize every mail message with sale products of interest to every recipient. Or suppose you're a retailer with more than one distribution center. You might want to recommend items that ship from the same warehouse as the items already in the shopping cart. Now, the goal here has nothing to do with what's on the website. It's entirely about reducing fulfillment costs by avoiding split shipping. But that's a legitimate and important business objective too, and it's important to support that kind of goal. Finally, we come to reach. Reach is another one of those terms that means multiple things. First, there's reach across and into your catalog. Now, we've already talked about this. ATG Recommendations has a broad and deep understanding of the catalog and can match products to visitors in sessions regardless of past history or popularity. Next, there's reach across time, because shopping is a process, not an event. Shoppers often return to the same categories and products over and over for a period of days or even weeks before making a purchase. An effective merchandising automation system understands the buying patterns of your visitor community as a whole, but also tracks the behavior of every individual shopper across sessions to determine the next best product to show this shopper right now. Finally, there's reach across channels. ATG Recommendations includes JavaScript and Flash APIs for use in the websites, a simple HTML interface to deliver recommendations into email messages as they're opened and read, and a complete REST-style developer API for use in channels like call centers, kiosks, and mobile devices. Because automated merchandising isn't merchandising if it can't reach your customers where they shop.